Hey friends, Cory here. Today we're going to take a look at the ZAP Dragon attack strategy in Clash of Clans. It has proven to be highly effective at 3-starring Town Hall 13s. Look at that ZAP value right there, man. He got down the Clan Castle and a scatter shot with that first ZAP. Now it is down to the Sui. When you're planning out the ZAPs and the Quakes, the high value targets that you want to look for can be Clan Castle, scatter shots, Eagle Artilleries, and sweepers. And then to a lesser degree, air defenses as well can also be some good value. Now, good value for the Sui includes all those things we just talked about, but also the Town Hall, and unincluding the CC from that. You generally do not, if you're not going to zap the Clan Castle, you generally don't want a Sui in an area where you're going to pull the CC, just that way you don't end up pulling Hounds, Ice Golems, those sort of things that the Dragons would otherwise completely ignore. But man, if you can Sui for that Town Hall, that's going to be some big time value, and it's going to allow you to save and use that Grand Warden ability at a different time in the base than having to save it for the Town Hall for sure. He's got a King and Royal Champion down on the other side. Now, King is excellent for either tanking for the Queen Sui, or for cutting out the other side of the funnel, keeping the Dragons inside the base. Royal Champion, used for the Royal Champions, all the things that we talked about on getting good Sui value, but also try and play her in an area where she's not immediately going to get burned up by a single target Inferno or taken out early by an enemy hero. That way you get as much value out of her as you possibly can. Look at that beautiful Grand Warden ability, catching all those troops in the core of the base, keeping them invincible through the scatter shot blasts. And now, as we come in through to the backside, we got 2 air defenses and a single target Inferno left. That can be some dangerous stuff for Dragons, so it can be very important to have loons on the backside of an attack. And I bet if this Stone Slammer would ever pop on this raid, that's exactly what we would find in there. We would find that baby full of loons. When it gets down to this point, you have an air defense left or a single target Inferno left, man, tell you what, it's a lot nicer to have 8 loons running around the board, tanking those Seeking Air Mines and taking out those high damage defenses, other than just, you know, having 2 more Dragons to slowly go around and get fried by air defenses or fried by single target Inferno. Sure enough, that Stone Slammer was full of loons. Wasn't needed on this one though. This was such an overwhelming plan and execution. Dude, how many Dragons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Dragons still left on the board. The Stone Slammer barely popped. This base just got annihilated. Alright fam, next up we got the exact same attack, different base though. Look at this. He's going to be splitting up those lightning spells to take out both sweepers, massive value, and he's also going to manage to get down 2 Expos and, importantly, the Clan Castle right there. Now, a lot of times you don't have to zap the Clan Castle on these Dragon attacks, especially if it's ground targeting troops only, as long as you keep your heroes away from it. A lot of times the Dragons won't even pull the full CC, or won't even pull the CC at all if it's all ground targeting stuff that's in there. So keep that in mind. But on this one, it was necessary, super necessary, because where he plans to Sui his Queen, he's going to bring her in here for that Town Hall, and if he wouldn't have got that CC zapped, Queen would have pulled it out and causing the troops to have to deal with defensive troops they otherwise wouldn't have had to deal with. Maybe a Hound to come out. Once it does come out, it is trouble for Dragons. They're stuck on it forever, getting it down and then chasing down those minions, so do not pull it at all or zap that CC. Royal Champions used on the left-hand side to go ahead and take out another air defense, another big chunk of defenses, and we got a Stone Slammer coming in once again, and once again, I'm going to say that thing's probably full of loons, because they're really helpful at getting in front of those Dragons towards the backside of an attack. And here we go. We got Dragons eating a bunch of damage from that first scatter shot there. Actually, it was targeted on a group of loons. Oh, right there, where I would have popped that Grand Warden ability. He gets it down, but it was right after a scatter shot blast. Better late than never, but just a skosh, maybe a half a second too late on that Grand Warden ability. Even though he kind of missed that Grand Warden ability, it definitely caught all those troops while they were in the core of the base, so it definitely still kept them invincible through lots and lots of damage. And obviously, such an overwhelming plan here, man. And guys, this is a good example of what I was kind of talking about, man. Look at this backside air defense teeing off on those remaining Dragons. We just saw Seeking Air Mine come up and take out yet another one. So at this point, man, what would you rather have? 2 more Dragons on the board or 8 max loons running around to get in front of those Dragons, man? If it's me, I want those max loons on the backside. They're really good at soaking up Seeking Air Mines, tanking and taking out those high damage defenses like air defenses and single target Infernos on the backside. That stupid mortar caused them to path the wrong way, away from that, but some barbs actually come in, and dragons help kill off that air defense, man. Plenty of loons left, though. Even after that last Tesla there, they still would have had enough loons to go back and take out that last little air defense right there. Love having loons on the backside of these raids. All right, fam, next one's going to be a good example of why you don't have to zap that clan castle, man. Check this thing out. Zaps are going to come down, take out the Eagle artillery, a sweeper, and a scatter shot, man. Absolutely beautiful. 2 off to the side to catch the sweeper. The still catching the Eagle artillery. 5 right in between the Eagle and that scatter shot to get the scatter shot taken out, combined with the earthquake, and 7 of those lightnings. Even though they're on different sides, we're all still damaging the Eagle artillery, which is what you gotta do if you want to take that Eagle artillery down. It does have a ton of HP. I believe more HP than any other defense in the game other than the Town Hall. And once again, guys, look at this Sui. Gonna be Suiing for this Town Hall. Royal Champion's not going to target it because it has not been activated as a defense yet, but Royal Champion has done some fantastic funneling so he can direct target the Town Hall with his queen, man. That was an OP Sui move. Now, another thing I love about this one, we've been seeing Stone Slammer, but guys, he had to use his king as part of that Sui, so you gotta cut on the other side of the funnel. So if you're not gonna have a king left to do that, you might as well bring a siege barracks, and that's exactly what Wounded One is gonna be doing right here. And coming out of that siege barracks, he's got even more funneling troops with some super goblins and some yetis to continue clearing these outer buildings. That way these dragons and loons can continue following this narrow path inside this base, doing maximum damage, staying focused on those defenses instead of circling out and dying to the defenses inside the base, man. Love that Grand Warden ability. Covered them through that scattershot blast for sure. Now 3 freezes on the backside of this base. That's how he's going to choose to deal with. We got a queen, we got 2 singles, one of them just went down, queen went down, and an air defense. That is all very dangerous stuff for dragons right there, guys. At least with the queen, they will go target her after she's locked onto them. But dude, she does like 150% times as much damage as an air defense, and she can move around and chase your troops, man. So she is a real danger. He's going to be saving this last freeze. Look at that. He sees a dragon going down to target that single. He freezes the single so the dragon has time to kill it before that single can fry it. And guys, this one is going to be a triple. It can get a little scary on that backside when you don't have a bunch of loons running around. I'm actually going to go in and cook up this army, man, and I'm going to try it too. I really want to try it. I think I'm going to bring a siege barracks, and I think I'm going to fill that siege barracks full of loons. That way I can use the siege barracks for funneling, but I still got some loons to help on the backside of the attack. Let's see how this is going to go. I totally forgot to press record on this, so I'm going to give you the play-by-play on the replay right here. I zapped the scatter shot and the clan castle right there. I decided to use the earthquake off to the side. I didn't want to activate the Town Hall yet because I thought I was going to have some really good pathing for my dragons to get into it, so I decided to use the earthquake on this side, get some damage in on some of these high hit point defenses like the scatter shot and the expo over there, because hey, why not? Now King is going to start the funnel along with a little bit of a baby dragon. Super wall break at 6 o'clock. You guys can really easily see what I'm targeting here, and that's going to be mainly the Seagull artillery, but also this entire section of the base right here, man. If we can cut out this whole corner, which we totally can because dude's rocking a multi-target inferno instead of a single to try and limit the Sui value right here. And look at this, man. I got the perfect spot for my siege barracks right over here. Not a ton of defenses, not a ton of funneling that needs to be done, so the P.E.K.K.A. and wizards are going to be able to cut in that side of the funnel just fine and do some really good things for me. And remember, I loved having loons on the backside of these attacks so much that I decided to fill that siege barracks up with loons. They will be coming in a little bit later in the attack, but since they direct target defenses where dragons get stuck on other buildings as well, I do expect those loons to eventually get in front of my dragons before we get all the way through to the backside of this base. I had 5 more loons. I decided to send them up here along with the Royal Champion. Unfortunately, if my dragons don't get in there, that Royal Champion can get locked on pretty quickly. I got the last rage down, and honestly, guys, that Grand Warden ability was a little bit too early because it wears off right before the Town Hall Blast damages my dragons. They do have enough health, it's not going to kill them, but it can take a really big chunk out of them. I got lucky I didn't have all my loons in there because they all would have fallen, man. I planned on waiting, timing it just a little bit later, but I saw singles locking onto dragons. I saw seeking air mines flying up, and sometimes, man, sometimes I just panic, dude, and pop that Grand Warden ability when I think I see an area where I'm going to prevent a bunch of damage. Who knows, man? Maybe I did, but preventing that Town Hall Blast from hitting my dragons would have been probably more beneficial. Check this out, man. We got a big group of dragons, and sure enough, we got those loons that came out of the siege barracks that get out in front of the dragons while the dragons are just messing around, man. They're messing around on defenses. My loons go in, take out that last air defense, get one more defense down, leaving just one air targeting defense left in the base to target my dragons, fam. Click that button in the middle of your screen and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Friends, if you're already a subscriber, check out one of the videos on either side of the screen, click on one of those bad boys, and we'll keep hanging out. Friends, I'll see you in the next video.